Top 20 Canada Visa Refusal Reasons.
Number 1. Proof of financial. You must have adequate funds for all your expenses for your stay in Canada, including the trip back home. There is no set minimum amount. It all depends on the length of your stay and the officer's discretion. You must have at least 150 Canadian dollar per day for your stay as a visitor.
Number 2. The source of funds.
The IRCC verifies to see how you accumulated the funds presented. Non-consistent deposits into your bank accounts can attract their attention. If the applicant has declared they have access to a certain amount of money to support the visitor visa application, they must prove this with documentation.
Number 3. Current employment situation.
The best way to show the source of your funds is to prove that you are employed. A lack of employment may decrease the chance of your approval. A job in the visa applicant's home country is one of the most substantial social ties to your country of residence, as proof that you will return when your trip to Canada is over.
Number 4. Lack of employment prospects in your home country.
If the unemployment rate is high in your country of residence, this can negatively impact your temporary resident visa application. If an immigration officer believes that you are likely to lose your job because of traveling to Canada, or that you are unlikely to be able to get a job if you are not currently working, employment prospects in the country of residence can be used as the reason for your Canada visa refusal.
Number 5. Not submitting adequate and accurate supporting papers.
You are required to show your connections with your home country by proof. These documents also prove that you will return to your own country after the stipulated period of your visa, generally submitting as much evidence as possible beyond the minimum required by the IRCC is wise, often offering only the documents based on the IRCC online document checklist is insufficient to build a solid visitor visa application.
Number 6. Purpose of visit or travel.
When applying for a temporary resident visa, explaining why you are applying and how long you want to remain is essential. In your application, you must persuade the officer that your intentions are genuine. If there weren't enough descriptions of why you traveled to Canada, the chance of approval would decrease.
Number 7. Travel history.
The IRCC refuses applications based on travel history when an applicant has not previously been outside their home country or has traveled outside their home country but not very often. Sometimes this could even be grounds for Canada visa refusal when an applicant has extensive travel history.
Number 8. Family ties.
Your family ties in Canada or your country of residence are common grounds for the visa refusal. If you have family in Canada, this can act against your applicant, as it is one reason you may not wish to return to your home country after your visit.
Number 9. Other ties to your home country.
The most common reason for refusing a Canadian tourist visa is a lack of ties to the home country. There are many connections to your home country, and you must be able to provide proof of ties to your home country, giving you a solid reason to return to your home country after you visit Canada. You must have financial, family, or social ties that require physical presence.
Number 10. Length of stay.
Individuals who declare on the application they wish to stay for a more extended period usually require considerable financial funds, as visitors coming to Canada can stay up to a maximum of 6 months. Many people think they should say 6 months as their submitted length of stay on the temporary resident visa application. However, length of submitted stay is a common ground for refusal, as it makes it look more likely that the applicant will not leave on time.
Number 11. Misrepresentation.
An essential aspect of all immigration applications is ensuring all forms are filled out truthfully, accurately, and completely. If information is left out intentionally, this will result in a refused application and possibly a charge of misrepresentation. Suppose the IRCC has determined an applicant for any visa or type of immigration to Canada to have misrepresented. In that case, they will be banned from entering Canada for a certain period. So, your future immigration applications would be viewed with suspicion.
Number 12. Documents that do not appear authentic.
If your document does not appear genuine, you will be denied and may have trouble reapplying due to a lack of credibility. If the IRCC does not believe that the documents or information you have submitted are authentic, this could be grounds for the Canada visa refusal for misrepresentation. Ensure you do not hire unlicensed representatives who offer visa services in your home country for a fee or compensation.
Number 13. Overstaying status in Canada or any other country.
If you have overstayed your visa in Canada or another country, your chances of approval would be reduced.
Number 14. Illegal status in your country of your residence.
If you live illegally in a country, Canada most likely won't believe you will abide by Canadian laws and regulations when you come to Canada.
Number 15. Failure to satisfy health standards.
Depending on your home country, you may be required to undergo a medical exam before a final decision on your application. Severe health conditions that may be a danger to others or a burden to Canadian taxpayers may lead to a Canada visa refusal.
Number 16. Not meeting international security standards.
Canada expects that any applicant applying for a temporary resident visa applicant should not pose any risk to the Canadian. In short, the applicant should not have a criminal record. Even if a person has a pending criminal case, their visa can be refused. Depending on the crime and how long ago it happened, the applicant may still be able to come to Canada.
Number 17. Your invitation letter.
The invitation letter should not be too brief. It should be detailed and clearly stated that this individual will provide free food and lodging during her entire stay in Canada. It should include your full name and information, confirm the travel dates you will visit in Canada, and get it signed.
Number 18. Human rights violation.
If you previously served in the military for a country deemed to have participated in war crimes, it may be a reason for your Canada visa refusal. Additional documents must be provided to overcome this inadmissibility.
Number 19. Program of study or student visa refusal.
If the visa officer who reviewed your application does not see a connection between your study program and your educational or employment background, they may refuse your study permit application.
Number 20. Not being able to perform the work in case of a worker.
The visa officer believes you would not be able to complete the job offered to you adequately, so they refuse your work permit application. Lastly, a temporary resident visa applicant must prove they meet all the requirements for issuing a temporary resident visa. The onus is on the applicant to provide all relevant supporting documentation and sufficient credible evidence supporting his application, not on the IRCC. Thus, in the case of a Canada visa refusal, the principles of procedural fairness have not been breached in such circumstances. Most probably, the patient will be dismissed at the federal court.
Thank you for watching.